Yeah, and next we are gonna have Kopiy. And can you remind me, did you send me the presentation?
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, that's even better.
I don't think it's useful for my subject.
Great, great. But,
Hi guys.
But I will sit here for a while. Don't pay attention to me.
Okay. I'd like to tell you about IoT devices. For example, I'd like to describe you the process from idea to realization of your substract IoT device. First of all, you need to think about your device. You need to ask a question: is it useful, or is it one of 1,000 IoT devices which go into trash and spend very much money?
Sorry, are you comfortable standing, or would you like to sit?
Yes, I like to stand.
Great.
I think sit is. Okay, when you have an idea, easiest way to build such devices is to have some engineering and programming skills. If you have them, you have 70 or 80% of success. For example, you have an idea what to do next. The next step is to think about technical realization. You need to search suitable platform and suitable sensors. For example, if you are trying to develop a dog tracker which send you GPS position over SMS or to application on phone, you need to look at GPS modules and platform which connects hardware and connect it your device to internet. After that, when you find these components, you need to think about can you manufacture much of this device at your local city or country. It's very important thing, but because you can find some very specific devices which you will not be able to manufacture at your local city, for example, and it can be fail of all your project. The next step, when you found models which you need to realize your idea, you need to build a prototype. You can show it to some investors if you need more money than you have, or you can show this prototype to your friends. For example, it can be beta test, and at this step you can think about it's not useful device, and you be able to avoid disappointment.
So let's talk about something practical. Just imagine there is some crazy guy here in Rostov, and he came up with an idea of some crazy startup. What can he do? Maybe he wants to make a social network for dog owners, and they will put some tracking devices on their dogs, and on their social network profile there will be some information, I don't know, maybe some information about their urine or their location whatsoever. What should I do? I mean, should I just order some raw devices from AliExpress, or how does it work? Give us all the steps, if you can.
It depends of your skills. If you have skills of developer or engineer, you can realize it by yourself. It will be much more cheaper and much more efficiently than to buy ready devices, but because most of devices which sells AliExpress, if they not very expensive, it can be some very worse device from China scholars which they done on
So
school.
they made it in the kitchen probably.
Yes, some
And,
kind of this.
and Zhenya, what can you say about the openness of the architecture of those devices? I mean, well, for me, well, I'm just a project manager, so I'm not a developer whatsoever. So, but I can imagine two options. Option number one is that you buy some device and the producer of this device has done everything for you. I mean, this device connects to the producer's website and you have a web interface and stuff like that. And the second option, that it's a very raw device and you can reprogram it so that it will like refer to some online script, and actually you can manipulate it by using some script on your server. What is more common? How does it work?
There are both of ways. You can use open platforms. There are very much platforms such as Open Hub. Open source platform. It's an open source platform for IoT devices. The first way, the easiest way, if you are not engineer or developer, you can buy open source platform and build code with graphical elements. You don't need actually to programming language.
But you know, maybe I'll just hire someone smart like Evgeniy, for example, if I can afford it. So do you know many devices which can be reprogrammed? I mean, so that I can reprogram this particular IoT device and it will refer to my website.
Yes, sure. It will be a more efficient way and more cheaper way, much more cheaper way to reprogram this device, such as ESP32 is a development board on which you can realize any project which you need. You can connect GPS tracker to this and write code which sends to your server data which you can display or show for clients on website directly. There are many frameworks which you can use for this and it will be more efficiently.
And can you name any particular project, maybe here in Rostov, you participated in, unless you had an NDA or something?
At the moment, I participate in Renly project. It's a project for loaning
like watering lawns, I would say.
Watering loan. I developed a water sensor which works via RS485 interface and connects to mainboard and sends data about earth humidity, and main system decides to turn on or to turn off water loan.
And well, I still remember something. Is it like a comport?
Yes, it's some kind of comport, but on comport directly, you don't have an ability to connect many devices on one wire. RS485 interface allows it. Comport is RS232 interface.
Well, just imagine that an investor approaches you and he wants to create some IoT startup, and he asks you which technologies are out of fashion nowadays, and which technologies are going to be the next big thing. Can you name any?
I think the old devices and old technologies is to write assembler code on some kind of big microcontrollers. And the modern way is to use C code and use frameworks such as IDF or and to use some boards of ESP32 or Atmel AVR controllers, some kind of this.
Well, you know, it's not just about technologies. Well, I expected that you would say something like, well, nowadays tracking devices are out of fashion, but the next big thing is something using IoT.
Modern trend, okay, I understand. At the moment, the IoT devices is many IoT devices going to trash, and very small count of these devices are really useful, such as smart fitness trackers and some kind of dog trackers, and maybe very useful for you can be smart devices which can turn on or turn off your TV, split system, or some your home electronics. It's really useful devices, but there are many unuseful devices, such as smart salt dispenser. It's a real project.
Salt dispenser.
Salt dispenser. It's turning on via your phone. I don't know who bought it, but
yeah, you showed me. It plays music and stuff.
yes, it's only dispensing salt, and you can manipulate it through phone.
Yeah, it's just an amazing idea. So, anything else you'd like to say about this industry?
I think I can provide you some samples from very useful IoT devices. I have some set of them. It's smart teapots, for example. You need to you can turn on or turn off your teapot. I don't know. Do you need it really? Maybe there are people who need it, but I think it's amazing idea. Smart piggy bank. It's also a real project which working and selling devices. It make you available to look how much money do you earn. Do you
save?
Do you save in your piggy bank? I think it's amazing devices, and the interesting moment. Such devices gets very much money on crowdfunding platforms, and spend them. After that, such projects just falls, and
yeah, there are always some crazy people who are ready to invest. Yeah.
Yes. For the most, I think IoT devices is our future, but you need to be developers. Need to be very careful with ideas, because they can to create mind at customers about IoT is unuseful devices.
You mean the more devices we have, the more people can think that they are useless?
The more amazing device we have, the more people think that is useless, absolutely.
And what do you personally use? What kind of IoT devices?
I used a smart tracker of my pulse. I used it to monitor my
heart rate, sleep phases.
Sleep phases. Yeah. I tried to use it to wake up more fresh, but it was very unuseful.
Okay. What about spying on your girlfriend?
If I want to spy on my girlfriend, I simply install application on her phone, and it's enough.
So you know what to do.
I know.
So guys, any questions to this IoT guy? Anything about this industry? Yeah. Yes, please.
Do you know anything about IoT phone stuff? Maybe some cool tools they just smart goals, anything about that? It's not something I do.
Sorry, you said porn stuff, right?
Yeah. News about it.
I heard about one IoT device which you should put on your penis, and it counts very interesting data.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
There are such devices.
Yeah,
there are very many IoT devices.
Maybe someday we're gonna have an 18 plus IT meetup and we'll discuss everything without ladies. And where is our photographer, by the way? Mariana, could you take some picture of us using your phone?
It's dying. I need your phone.
No, I don't have one.
Okay, let's hope we'll survive.
Does it work?
Yeah, so far.
Thank you, Zhenya.
Thank you.